today's topic will be, this is the second time I am attempting because the first time I don't know something happened. So again we'll be discussing about the executive presence. Um, what about the leaders? How to distinguish the best leader from other leaders? Everybody is an achiever, right? So out of those achievers, I say the bunch of achievers, how to recognize the best one? So there is this concept called executive presence, which is about passion, purpose, perspective, poise, and projection. Yeah. So all the other things are not all the other things. All the things are related to the mindset, and the more one is inwards, and the more one looks inside and thinks for a bigger purpose, includes everybody, doesn't become reactive. These are very easy to say, but when it comes to the forefront, and when somebody is actually irritating you with something, asking a very personal questions kind, then it becomes very difficult to hold on to one's own sentiments and emotions, and work very and reply in a very poised manner. So the first thing, I consider myself to be not very poised, not very smart enough, not very presentable. So projection wise, maybe perspective wise also I am a bit down, bit lower side, because I am a very sensitive person. So at times I get into my inner turmoil so much that I fail to react properly. In a leadership position, you are supposed to take take and respond, react in a very positive manner, so that your entire team gets inspired and they get motivated by the way you conduct yourself, right? And it is for a bigger purpose. So the one thing that appealed to me much was passion. So whether your upbringing is like that or not, your circumstance is like that or not, it affects, right? The company that you keep, and the suppose you are in a corporate setup, your conduct and your the way you conduct and the way you dress and the way you behave is very different than a person who has worked in the countryside, in the rural setup, right? So I have worked in the rural setup, so there is not much about my the way I speak and the way I conduct myself is, there is nothing very sophisticated about it. So do I inspire? Do I motivate people? So that was my confusion for a quite long period of time. Whether I inspire people at all, whether I inspire my team at all. But this is when my confusion got cleared, when I came to know about this tool. Nelson Mandela and F.W.D. Clark were pitted against each other when the first presidential election took place after apartheid ended in South Africa, right? And there was a TV debate, as is customary in a presidential election. Both the candidates stand each other and then they argue about certain things, and they argue actually very factual manner. They have all the data, and they argue um, about the development and the future policy, and based on those TV debates, the the voting happens, and public votes based on those things, like say who they favor as a president. So what happened in that TV debate was FWD Clark was much ahead in facts, figures, information, and every factual thing. Nelson Mandela was no match for him. When the TV debate was over, Mandela walked over to Mr. W.D. Clark and shook his hand and told him that you are a worthy son of Africa. You know, with that statement, he actually won the debate. You know, at that moment, W.D. Clark knew that he lost the election. So what happened? What grand happened? It was within that particular statement, just with one statement, Mandela told everybody that he was for the bigger interest of the country, and he was not winning an election. He doesn't he didn't think Clark as an opponent, but as a partner within the bigger interest framework of South Africa. W.D. Clark was as much as a committed and capable soldier as was Nelson Mandela. Sorry. What won him? It was his passion about the bigger interest of South Africa. He didn't he was uh, not frustrated at the event of a failure. He was not thinking it was like a failure. It was like he failed the TV debate. It was not such a narrow perspective that he had. So he was he was speaking from the bigger vision of a country as a statesman, right? And how everything was established. It was just established because of his passion, the passion he demonstrated. So that one can be very personal for everybody, for me, for you, anybody, right? And that is when I was convinced that actually yes, I have been inspiring everybody, not because of how I speak, how I conduct myself, whether I have the right information or not, but I have the right sentiment, and I work. I see the bigger interest of people. I see everybody as my partner and not as my opponent, and I see the bigger interest to be everybody's interest, to be bigger than my own individual interest. So that is what is within me. Of course, I don't know how much I have been able to project, but yes, of course, whenever I am applauded for something and my setup, it is always passion. And always I knew this, always I knew this. And see, it is so very strange because my subject is performance optimization, and how people can get unstuck, and how people can take charge of their life. It is all about performance optimization and knowing yourself, knowing your inner core. Everybody is born with an uniqueness, that I always say. But at the bigger level, at the highest level of sophistication and recognition of leadership, also, um, you can figure at that level also, if you know your inner core and your inner passions, right? So that can be anybody's cup of tea, right? It is within you, and you just have to bring it out, whatever your love is. If you are able to include everybody in that, if you can make everybody a partner in that, this satisfies this satisfies the first principle, the foremost principle of having an executive presence, right? And the second example I want to give is a person, a statesman, who was speaking to a an audience just before the poll, I think, and his wife was hospitalized, and he was undergoing some kind of treatment, maybe psychological treatment, and somebody from the audience asked, Mr. So and so, your wife is undergoing psychological treatment. How do you like to comment on that? This is a very personal question. In the Western world, it is considered to be very indecent, and as it is, when you hear this kind of a statement in your own thing, in our country also, when somebody asks you a personal question, it is very indecent, right? But some people are like that, and those people also are our partner. So how do you include them if you react to them? So the statesman actually paused for a second and replied, Sir, somebody you love is in hell and undergoing treatment, and I am trying to help her to recover from that stage to normalcy. Do you see a problem out there? And the whole entire hall was pin drop silence, you know. And with just two sentences, he actually turned the table. The person who was intimidating him actually came to him, supporting him, apologized to him, you know. So these simple things, wherein the foremost is how you respect the other person, how you always mm, put that other person into prominence, into importance. If this is the core within, then this kind of reaction will be very easy. The first thing will not be reaction. It will never be reaction if you are respecting somebody. Try think out, try thinking about this. Even if you go, even if you experiment about this and tell somebody, and whenever the other person is being very reactive, he is trying to provoke you, still you are holding on to your emotions, and he was replying very smilingly. Many people do that, right? You try that, you will actually win him over. This also I tried in one of my project areas, because I always have worked in very very remote areas, and at times the village politics becomes too much. So at one village, there was a dominant family, and they were well to do also. So they were very influential, and they were such that they were not allowing anybody to um, take the work forward. If it was not them, not that family, then the work cannot go on, if the work cannot progress. So that was the case. So there, when I went there, actually I was like listening. I tried to tell them their strength, why they are able to do this, and if they can do it in a positive manner, it will do good to them, and it will enhance their reputation as well. So this is what I could establish, and I remember that it was treating them as the partner, same partner, as at the same level, right? This could change them, and it happens all the time. If you know also the other person is provoking you, still still you can win the race by just switching a shift within your minds. And this is the first principle, and very important principle of having executive presence. And you can stand out amongst the leaders also, the most prominent leaders also. You can stand out if you have a passion, and if you have a positive mindset. And thank you very much. And um, if you have any questions, then you can put in the comment box. And also, if you like, then like this video as well as my channel so that you can get a notification, and also I can have a way out to reach out to you. Okay, thank you so much.